Welcome back to the Frontline Fantasy Football Podcast. This is your host, Jason Cameron, and I'm here with my co-host, Jonathan Hausler.
Hey there.
And the producer of the Eyes and Ears, Seth Hansen.
Hey, Jason.
And we're also joined by special guest, Brandon Alessio.
Oh, my goodness.
Sadly, I was going to suggest you introduce me as special guest. I was going to correct you when you said it, and then you said it.
Well,
correct.
Already ahead of the game. Welcome back, Brandon. It's been, what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Probably at least 4.
Yeah. I don't even know. We missed you. It's been a few.
We've missed your insights.
The listeners know.
We've missed your hot takes.
Now that AP is actually a flex play.
No. Interesting.
He actually is, though.
Actually,
we need to get
Yeah.
started on the AP segment later.
We'll bring that up.
Okay.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Ready to roast AP. So, let's just start off by addressing the elephant in the room for Brandon, and that's that Aaron Rodgers went down off of his already depleted fantasy team.
Hashtag pray for Brandon.
It's
Somebody in our league started that.
It's
fantastic.
Unfortunately, it doesn't even matter anymore. I was hoping, like with my bogus team, that was somehow accumulating wins. I don't know how. But I was on a 3-game win streak. I'm like, you know what?
How were you winning?
I got David Johnson. I'm like, I can maybe sneak into the playoffs and get David Johnson and maybe make a little run if I get lucky again.
You think he'll be back in time?
I'm playing a lot on luck.
Okay, he's going to come back out and immediately re-tear it.
I got lucky 3 weeks straight. So I was feeling lucky. And then, we lost A-Raj. And the best quarterback in our league to pick up is Tyrod Taylor. So...
Hey, your boy.
My season's done.
You should have hope.
Yeah.
No, my season's more done than... What's more done than done?
I mean,
Dead.
I would say you're not even in last place in our league.
Which is pathetic, might I add.
We had, 2 weeks ago we had 3 0-5 teams. And now we have
Oh my
2
god, yeah,
1-4s.
the bottom of our league is terrible.
And the worst part
My
is...
division is terrible.
And the worst part is, up till then, none of them really got any injuries. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. got one last
They're
week on
just
one of
bad.
their teams, but they were 0-4 before that, so...
Yeah.
Yikes.
At least you have an excuse.
Tragic.
So,
Excuses mean nothing.
speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he just has a broken collarbone, so no big deal. He's going to have to go through surgery, and he's, of course, done for the season, so Brent Hundley is going to take over on the starting spot. Another injury, Jameis Winston fell awkwardly on his throwing shoulder. Nothing's really came out because, this podcast is Tuesday, the 17th?
Yeah, that's correct, Jason.
Tuesday the 17th, October 17th. And then the last injury that I wanted to mention was Emmanuel Sanders' sprained ankle. His looks a bit more serious than the, Tyreek Hill and...
He's already labeled out.
Leonard
this week.
Fournette. Tyreek Hill is?
No,
Emmanuel Sanders.
Sanders is,
yeah,
yeah.
I would expect him to be done for 3 or 4 weeks. Sprained ankles are no joke. So moving into the news, I know Jonathan's pretty excited about this. CJ Beathard will start for the 49ers.
Beathard.
Oh, Beathard?
Beathard.
Oh. Beathard, yeah.
It does, yeah.
Is
It's fun to say, though.
he any good, or?
Yes. I don't know. I think he can do better than Hoyer, is my opinion. He immediately went in and threw a touchdown.
Then I
Something
dare
that
you
Hoyer
to
could not
pick
do.
him up on your fantasy team. Start him.
I might. I have,
I actually might have to.
Matt Stafford. I have, who do I have on a, I have quarterbacks on a bye, so Deshaun Watson on a bye, so I could.
So Jonathan says start CJ Beathard.
I think he can. I don't know. I think he'll do good. But I'm an Iowa boy, so I'm kind of biased.
Yeah. At least you admit it.
It's true.
Next in news, I'll let Jonathan take this one.
Yeah. So another big thing happening today is a ruling on Ezekiel Elliott. A judge in New York is deciding whether or not to put the temporary restraining order / injunction back into effect. So if he does, that means he could at least play this week, maybe more. So, like we said, it's Tuesday. We're supposed to be a decision by the end of the day today, so should hear more soon.
And then as of today, I just did my rankings today. I have not ranked any Cowboys running back currently because I don't know what's going on. So I chose to withhold. But I know ESPN has Ezekiel Elliott ranked right now as number 1 running back. And I know Alfred Morris and McFadden are projected 0 points. So just some notes. Okay.
Who would you rather have? Let's say Zeke gets suspended. Who would you rather have of the backup running backs for our viewers?
Not Alfred Morris.
What?
Yep, McFadden all the way.
Yep.
Okay.
You? Obviously McFadden.
Probably Alfred. I'd say probably Alfred. But
You also like Isaiah Crowell, though, so.
No, I don't. I'm so sick and tired of Isaiah Crowell. It's I have nobody else
Do
to
you
start.
like Alfred Morris because that is Batman's butler, or is it because of his skill?
Alfred.
It's actually Alfred Pennyworth, excuse me. So it's
I was
First
Alfred
name.
and Alfred. How do you know his middle name isn't Morris?
It very well could be.
So
But cartoon characters don't get middle names typically.
boom, prove it.
I'll look it up.
While he's doing that, we'll move on to the next segment. It's called Okay. I guess they're good now. Killed it. I was waiting for Seth. I kill it with my segment name.
That one's way better than the other ones.
Real
you've had.
meal, fake veal.
Your other ones are too.
That one is.
Your
pretty
other
good.
ones have been really bad.
There's another segment I'm pretty excited about that Jonathan created. So
Well, his middle name is Thaddeus Crane, by the way. Alfred Thaddeus Crane Pennyworth.
A double.
That's
middle name?
brilliant. Is
Yeah.
there a hyphen?
No.
You
There's
said
no.
you said they had 0 middle names, and he actually has 2. So I think I won that bet. It's a board bet. Alfred has 2 middle names. So my first one, I'm sure we all have this one, is Adrian Peterson. Probably not Brandon though, because he's a hater. In his first 5 games, he had a total of 8.5 fantasy points, and then last game he had 26 carries, 134 yards, and 25.4 fantasy points. So I guess he's good now.
Who did they play?
Who did they play last week?
Yeah.
They played the Lions,
The Bucks.
the
No.
Bucks.
Yeah, he's not good now.
No, if I were
Bucks were a
legit,
top 10 run defense.
Yes, really?
Yes,
Jeez.
before last week.
you should trade him as soon as possible if you own him, in my opinion.
He is the ultimate sell.
Trade
right
high.
now.
Yeah, I
Get
would
rid of
say
him.
yes.
Yeah.
He will not emulate this success again this season.
No.
I feel like
Okay, even
I don't know if I
First
I would
off-
want him.
first off, when was the last time he's had 100 yards in the game? 2015.
Yeah, I was gonna
When
say,
was
it
the
wasn't
last time?
year.
He
When
had
was the
4 yards
last
per
time
carry.
he got 25 carries?
Exactly. When's the last time any Cardinals back? Got
He's on a
25
team
carries?
that last game.
That you before that.
I don't know. When's the last time they had a legit running back?
They had a huge
David
lead.
Johnson last
They
year.
had a
so probably
huge lead at the start, so they ran the entire game. What happens when they go down points?
He had like 74 yards after the first drive. Like that, they had the lead because of him.
yeah.
Still, even with it though, he probably had to have a 30-yard, 40. Or, let's check how long his long was. Only 27. Okay, but he had a big run, which I assume is in the first one. Do you honestly expect him to get 2 rushing touchdowns every game?
I don't expect him
No.
to do that.
No.
Do
but
you expect
12
him to
points.
get? Do you expect him to get 134 yards or 36 yards?
Running
whatever it
back 2 the rest of the way for me.
was? Mm-mm.
That's what I would do. I would maybe lean more towards a flex, but still, he's definitely startable.
So Jonathan's
It's
where
better than he was.
Yeah.
Where do you have?
It's the
Where
thing,
would
though.
you compare him to?
It's the thing though. In New Orleans, there's a reason they didn't use him.
Yes.
Because they had other
It's
weapons.
because he
They're
wasn't
a
as
pass
good.
first
Yeah.
team.
He wasn't as good.
No, Ingram was better.
If he's
yeah.
exactly, Ingram's much better, and he's probably most people like a running back 2. There's no way they should be compared at the same standard. And Kumara, a rookie, was getting more touches than him. Like his
But
last
he's a-
game's a Saint,
he's a
4
receiving
carries,
back.
4 yards.
Receiving back. That makes a huge difference.
4 carries for 4 yards. He's been trash the past like 2.5 seasons, and then he all of a sudden has one good game and everybody believes in him.
Yeah, it's AP. I think he's going to be
Mm-mm.
running back 2 / flex play.
Nope.
I'm with you.
So what do you think? Okay, so where does he finish the rest of the year? Top what?
Well, this game included or none.
Yes.
Well, that'll skew a lot of things.
Yeah.
From this point on, he won't average 8 points a game.
Ooh.
Wow.
You know what? I'm into it. I'll take
And
it.
that doesn't include the 26
But wait,
he has.
we're doing
that
it
includes that's 3 games
Until
worth.
David Johnson comes back, right?
Correct.
If David Johnson.
David
Yeah,
Johnson.
Right.
I've heard 15, week 15 and 16. So last week your
Basically,
playoffs.
the end of regular season.
So Brandon, you're holding him for the playoffs.
If I make it. Well, I have nobody else to pick up. Everybody's scoured everyone else. Unless they want like that Robbie receiver on the Jets. Can't remember his last name.
Anderson?
Robbie Anderson, yeah. Who's not even worth playing.
There's more points than David Johnson.
That's
So Jonathan, do you have one for this segment?
Yeah, the next one I had was Carlos Hyde. Just because of where he was last week to where it was this week. Last week he had 8 attempts for 11 yards. This week he had 13 attempts for 28 yards, which is still not great, but he had 2 touchdowns and 5 receptions for 47 yards. People were kind of freaking out about him after last week, and I feel like this week was just a a reminder that okay, yeah, he's still good.
I believe he has more touchdowns than the rest of the team too.
I believe it.
I think, don't quote me on it, but I think they have 3 receiving touchdowns.
The scary part, I think he's good, but the scary part about him is, though, 13 attempts for 28 yards.
Yeah, but that was not.
That's rough. Like, I mean, you also, you look at it on the same other side of the coin, where, like, oh, he averaged 2 yards a carry and still got 20 points, or however many points he got. But it's still noteworthy.
All right, so Brandon, do you have one?
Yes, and I will say this. I always...
Sorry, I had to. I have to make up for lost time.
You done? There we go. I'll say Mark Ingram. And it's, well, not that I ever questioned his ability, but even with this 25-point game, he's only averaging 10 a week. He was in single-digit scoring every week up till now. So I don't expect him to get 25 carries again because he was under the same circumstances as Adrian Peterson, where they were leading big at the start. However, they were using him as the goal line back, which he hasn't seen much goal line work throughout the season up till now, and he got quite a few carries, so I could see things are going up. I guess down from last week, but up from the rest of the season, I feel like, at least.
So, okay, I guess he's good now. Alright, my next one, I'm going to go with Nelson Aguilar. He really struggled last year. He was a high pick out of USC, and everybody just thought he was going to be a stud. He just basically did nothing, wasn't even fantasy relevant last year. But this year he has 58 receiving yards or a touchdown in 5 out of 6 games, averaging 9.4 fantasy points per game, and he's the Eagles' deep threat option, which you, coming into the season, you would have thought would have been Torrey Smith, but Nelson Aguilar's really sealed that rule. So, okay, I guess he's good now.
He's good.
Stop it with those pauses. So,
I have on my notes the ...
The ellipses.
So, got to follow the notes. Jonathan.
That's true. My next one was Hunter Henry. This week he had a season-high snap rate of 83%, and he's done that 2 weeks in a row now. It's kind of the changing of the guard. It was Antonio Gates. Now it seems like he's taking over as their starting tight end, and Gates is taking the back seat. He had 5 receptions for 90 yards this past week, and he's had a touchdown the 2 weeks before that, too, in each game. So he's looking solid.
And tight ends are hard to come by this year.
Right, and he's one that could still be on a free agent in your league, so one to look at.
Yeah, very easily.
Yeah.
Brandon.
I will say this is for the season, just because he hasn't been getting any respect in the fantasy community, but that's Alex Smith. He's still available in like 15% of leagues, so you have a chance at getting him. He has 12 touchdowns to 0 turnovers on the season, which is nice. And even last week when they struggled against Pittsburgh, he still ended with 15 points, which I guess is a tie for his season low.
How did they lose against... I didn't watch that game. But, like, after Pittsburgh
Brown
lost to Jacksonville, I was like, oh, God, they must be terrible.
Brown had a ridiculous catch, which sealed the game.
And the Kansas City offense just wasn't clicking. They couldn't do anything.
And they forgot to give.
Well, the Steelers' pass defense is actually the number 1 in the league right now. Which
Oh,
is
really?
crazy to think about.
And
Which is why the Jags took him down, because they don't throw the ball.
And they forgot about a guy named Kareem Hunt on their team.
Yeah.
In the first
They
half.
always do.
I know. Like,
How do you forget
in the
that?
second half, like, oh wait, we have this guy named Hunt. He's the number 1 running back.
What do you have, like 8 or 9 carries? It was pathetic.
They always do. It frustrates me. I don't even know anything. It frustrates me.
Their game plan is not the best.
No. So my last one is going to be Will Fuller. I don't know if I necessarily buy into him. I mean, this one definitely warrants the pause. Like, okay, I guess they're good now. But
yeah.
he has 8 receptions on the year, and 5 of them are touchdowns, averaging 15.4 fantasy points per game. And basically, Deshaun Watson has been balling, and Will Fuller's reaping the benefits of that. So, rest of the year, I mean, borderline flex play. I don't know if I haven't trusted him yet to put him in, but
I have. I've put him in like the last 2 weeks, and I pretty much won my game because of him both
good for
weeks.
you.
Yeah.
Paying off.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like I'm gonna ride that until he stops getting touchdowns. You know, I mean that's what you're chasing in fantasy
Yeah,
football. You're
it's like-
you're chasing the touchdowns.
I
So.
feel like the 1 week I decide to put him in, he's just going to bomb.
Yeah,
And then
that's how it
maybe
works.
could be like me and put Isaiah Crowell in every week and have him bomb every week.
Yeah. You justify him for being good in so many ways.
No, at the beginning of the season, everything, success was all pointed in his direction. And then
Everyone
it's been
had
that way
to
for years,
Yeah.
though, hasn't it? You've always been like, yeah, this is the year the Crows.
it's the
can
Crows'
fly.
year. Well, last year he was good. It's frustrating.
Last year he was
Never
a
mind.
running back 3 at best.
He only got like 10 carries.
He doesn't- he doesn't
is
get
the
any
Crows'
touchdowns.
year.
No touchdowns.
The season's not over.
I had him 2 years in a row, Brandon. He's terrible.
It's
He's not good.
season's not done.
He's not good.
All right, so Jonathan.
I do have one more, and this is kind of goes past. It goes into week 5 as well. But Jerick McKinnon.
Oh my gosh.
Over the past 2 weeks, he's out touching Latavius Murray 43-30, and he has 245 yards while Murray only has 80. And he's looked really good. He's kind of stepped it up in replace of Dalvin Cook, and I don't know. I think a lot of people doubted him because he's always just seemed like the third down back.
I did.
But
It's hard to tackle a hobbit
right, he's
How
a
would
loser.
you know?
because he's a hobbit.
It might add
But that was experience.
I don't know. I've never tackled a hobbit.
McKinnon
I haven't been to
should
the Shire yet.
out carry Latavius Murray by much more than 12. But you can continue.
Dang, you have some strong feelings for him.
No,
You've never tackled a hobbit because you've never had the opportunity?
No,
or
I
because
haven't
you
been to
literally
the
can't?
Shire yet.
Oh, okay.
I plan to.
it doesn't exist.
Let us know.
It's okay.
Brandon, did you have one more? Or
Oh, this one's kind of. He isn't that good, but in a sea of
Wait.
underperforming.
Jerick McKinnon. Okay, I
Guess
guess he's good now.
Stop.
Okay, Brandon.
So in a
I
sea of
retract my praise for Jason. This cannot happen again.
So in a sea of mediocrity known as the tight ends in the NFL, there are very few good ones. And when you look at Austin Seferian-Jenkins, you might not think he's very good. The 2 touchdowns, or a touchdown in 2 consecutive weeks, that along with 14 catches over the past 2 weeks, show that he's become a more viable option for tight end than, I'd say, a good amount of them. So, okay, ellipses. I guess they're good then.
The lips supposed to be silent.
Oh, I read into it.
Did you guys see what happened with Austin Seferian-Jenkins?
He got robbed.
One of the worst
Did he?
calls in the NFL I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
He caught a pass and he was going into the end zone, and when he was going into the end zone,
Oh, got
one of the
punched out.
players
Yeah.
punched it, and it just kind of bobbled in his hands, and then he ended up landing.
Right, they said he didn't
landing with
maintain
the
it or
ball.
something.
Yeah,
He still had it.
Basically, long story short, it became a touchback and a fumble credited
Yeah, so
to Austin Seferian-Jenkins.
He lost 2 points.
So,
I saw that.
no, he lost 8 points because it would have been a touchdown.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. One of the worst calls I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Didn't make any sense.
No, absolutely no sense.
So he should have had an even bigger day.
Yeah, by far. So let's move on to bold predictions. Let's review last week's. I am really pumped that Brandon came back for this one because he's going to get roasted.
Oh. Well, I tried to make them
Oh,
bold.
yeah.
I mean, Austin had some. A player
Yeah,
projected
let's
12 gets 12.
Just
And
hear me out.
I don't want to do that.
Just hear me out. First one, let's leave Brandon's for last so we can address those last. But Austin, C.J. Anderson would be a top 4 running back. It's
How is that
incorrect.
a bold prediction? He's
He's
top
a-
5 in carries.
He was the 56th running back because he wasn't projected to be in the top 15.
56. Jeez.
Austin's second one, Mike Gillislee, will score 10 plus fantasy points. That was incorrect. He scored 2.4. Ended up fumbling, and
Agreed.
yeah, they didn't give him the ball again. Well, they did. But
I actually wrote a piece on how
Wow.
bad Gillisley was a few weeks ago on FrontlineFantasyFootball.com.
What was the headline?
It was in the starts and sits, so I don't know. It's probably
So-
just
Telling
sit.
people to
It's
sit.
probably under sit.
Seth clearly doesn't read our starts and
No,
sits.
sure don't.
You can read them at FrontlineFantasyFootball.com,
Alright.
Seth.
2-game losing streak.
Jonathan, Jay Ajayi will have 100 yards and a touchdown, and that is incorrect. He had 130 yards with no touchdown.
I shouldn't have said the touchdown.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Yeah, that would have still been a bold prediction.
Ah.
Jonathan's second one, Amari Cooper will score more fantasy points than Michael Crabtree. Incorrect. Amari Cooper had 2.8. Crabtree had 11.2.
One day it's going to happen.
Keep making that bet.
I
You
will.
like Brandon with Crowell.
With my new Doug Baldwin.
My first
Bold
one.
prediction for today. Crowell gets more than 5 points. He's such a scrub.
It's funny because it's actually full.
I know,
That is pretty bold.
I was ticked, actually. I played Brandon last week, and he had Crowell. Crowell went off on me
Yeah,
at 7. So
exactly.
I was ticked.
He actually did decent. He only got 12 carries, though.
So my first one, Pierre Garçon will be a top 12 receiver. That was wrong. Incorrect. 40th overall.
Ugh.
Second,
Next week though with Beathard.
yeah, you can make that bold prediction. I'm not making that bold prediction.
Garbage.
Tevin Coleman will be a top 14 running back. He was the 21st, so
He's good though. He's
That's
10.
close.
He's a solid
That was pretty
running back
close.
too.
so
10 points a game.
we'll get to
That was a
Brandon.
good floor.
Brandon has
10
my
points a
favorite too. Isaiah Crowell will score a touchdown, and that was
I thought that was bold enough.
incorrect. That
It
was
is bold.
incorrect.
It
That
is
was a
bold.
bold one, but very incorrect. My favorite one right here. LaShawn McCoy will score 2 touchdowns.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking yet. Because I was in a hurry at work. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking of a bold prediction. He didn't even play.
LaShawn McCoy's on a bye week.
Yeah, I know.
2
I know.
touchdowns on the ball.
Yeah, I
That
know.
was the boldest prediction we've had by
I was
far.
gonna say, you said you wanted a bold, so I'm here for the people.
You went above and beyond with that bold prediction.
I mean, he did not.
We can't top that.
Honestly, I didn't even catch it.
I didn't either.
I would have roasted you.
I was sitting there. I'm like, I was thinking in my head because I was at work. I didn't have my phone, or I did, but I wasn't on it. I was sitting there, I'm like, who's been kind of underperforming? I'm like, LaShawn hasn't found the end zone all season. I bet he'll find it twice this week. I didn't even think that it was a bye week.
I mean, God forbid you pick a running back from your own team.
Yeah.
I did.
I know. That was yeah.
Isaiah Crowell, and he let me down too.
Both your running backs.
Yeah.
I meant from your real team.
Oh,
I mean, I figured you would know that your own team's on a bye, but whatever.
it was early in the week, Jason. He still, actually, no. The bye week took him out of first place, unfortunately.
RFP.
The would-be first place Bills.
So let's move on to this week's bold predictions. Who wants to start it off? Jonathan?
I'll start it off. The first one I had was I think Derrick Henry is going to outscore DeMarco Murray for a second straight week.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Ru-
Boo.
Ryan Suckup.
What?
Ryan Suckup outscores DeMarco Murray.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Oh, a kicker.
I like
The
that.
kicker outscores the running back this week.
He
He's
did
been
last
balling.
week.
So not bold, Jonathan is saying. Jonathan's questioning.
Oh, because Derrick Henry outscored him last
I
week.
know. I'm not questioning. That's just stating a fact.
Oh, so he retracts this after he's called out. Okay, so my first one, Alvin Kamara will outscore Mark Ingram. Bold, kind of.
I mean, going off last week, it's bold.
I wouldn't say bold. I'd say more like middle ground, zesty.
It
But I'll
depends
give
if-
it to you.
Are you
All
thinking?
right.
Are you PPR or standard?
Standard.
Oh, okay, then that's bold.
A little more bold.
Yeah.
It's a mediocre still.
Bold prediction. Amari Cooper gets 3 points.
It's not a thing, Seth.
Yes, it is.
All right, Jonathan, next one.
My next one, I had C.J. Beathard is a top 10 quarterback.
Oh
this
my
week.
goodness.
You wanted bold.
You dirty homer.
I'm just gonna milk this for all. as
That
long
might
as
be
I
more
can.
bold than Brandon's LaShawn McCoy 2 touchdown pick.
I don't know. They're
CJ
playing. They're playing the. Are they playing the Browns?
Hey, the Browns
They're
may get the
playing-
first win.
No, they're not.
Oh.
There's a reason why I thought it'd be
The
bold.
Titans are playing the Browns.
Rip Browns.
They are
You're gonna
playing.
make me look it up.
They're playing the Cowboys. A joke of a defense.
Not that much of a joke.
I don't know.
I bet you CJ Beathard is not a top 10 quarterback.
Okay, we'll make it a bet.
Oh, he's taking it.
Let's do
Seth, mark it down. All right.
What was the bet?
CJ Beathard won't be a top 10 quarterback.
Beathard, don't let me
Favorite
down.
Jason.
That's an easy win for me. All right, Brandon.
Can't wait to revisit this.
Wait, first off, since we're all clowning my bold predictions, could we at least acknowledge my bold prediction call that Adrian Peterson would be off the Saints by the end of the season?
Yeah, we
That's
can.
That is
pretty
true.
good.
That
That was an excellent one.
It was.
It
a good
was.
call.
I'll toot my own horn. But speaking of Adrian Peterson will fail to score 6 points this week.
Ooh.
Bold prediction.
Fewer than 5.
Fewer than 6.
Fewer than 4.
So you can get a fewer than 6.
Fewer than 3.
I don't know what's going on here.
Me
Okay,
neither.
so Brandon, 2-6. Brandon made that nice call in week 2.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that'd be before week 2. You
Yeah,
made
so
the
it'll be
call in
after
week
1
1.
week, yeah.
Brandon said he'd be on a different team. Correct. I would. I'll just give you kudos for that. No extra points on our percentage base or on the leaderboard. My second one, Devontae Adams will be a top 16 receiver.
Oh,
See, you think that's not low because he's been balling.
But
He's
A-Rod
projected-
went down.
To be,
Oh, wait.
he was projected 35th overall this week. So
it's still bold. It's something
I-
to throw into him.
yeah, I say bold. I thought about throwing Randall Cobb in there, but I didn't want to pull a Jonathan and lose my bet just because I threw in some extra.
Oh.
So let's look at percentages right now. Austin is currently 2 for 12 at 17%.
Jeez.
His one wasn't even bold. One of them he got.
He didn't get that one.
I discredited
beat-
it.
yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
said not bold.
Good.
Brandon and Jonathan are tied at 1 for 12, which is 8%.
Does that count
Let's
Adrian
go.
Peterson?
Oh wow, I thought Austin's was
yeah, that
bad.
was your.
You guys
I
are
think
even
that was.
worse.
I had to have gotten one more than that.
Oh yeah, you did. Des Bryant will score less than 10
Oh,
points.
okay, so Brandon is technically
Tied with Austin.
So I'm in last.
2 for 12 at 17% with Austin, making Jonathan the sole leader for last place. 8% correction.
Holding it down. I got nothing left to lose now.
That Jay Ajayi that could have
Good
helped
squad.
you. And I'm at 6 for 13 with
Oh, geez.
46%.
Somebody
so
needs to get a little bolder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Take more risks.
I projected a kicker would have more points than Le'Veon Bell one week.
Well, I did that except with
Who is the
DeMarco
kicker?
Murray.
Young Hoku, and he's
true.
not even on the team.
That was the week you missed like 3 field
Yeah,
goals.
yeah.
I
He's
like
could've done
Sudoku as well. But what does that have to do
And
with fantasy?
and literally, that was the week where
And I'm the dad here, and you made that joke.
Yeah,
What Jonathan is doing
more professional dad, Joker, man,
without the kid.
without the
Brandon,
child.
would you fix your
Did
mic?
he lose his mic?
Yeah.
Oh, the cable snapped.
Cable snap.
Oh, sorry. I thought the spring came out.
Oh,
We might have had a
Gotcha.
serious problem then.
Get your spit protector all up in the mic.
we're good.
Brandon's gonna have the mic in his mouth.
It's
All
time
right.
for some
Jeez, lame.
So let's talk about the biggest busts and what we want to do with them.
All right.
So, yeah, I have 5 down here. How many do you guys have? I don't know.
I have 4.
I'd come up with a million.
All right.
I write about busts every week on the start and sits on FrontlineFantasyFootball.com.
You write about butts every week.
Yep.
It's not even-
It's inappropriate.
you know, if I were the producer, I'd have muted your mic already.
Yeah, me too.
My first one, Matt Ryan.
Ooh.
Well, dang it. I totally ruined that. So, but my first thing under Matt Ryan was what do Case Keenum, Josh McCown, and Blake Bortles have in common?
They have more points than Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm good.
Got it.
Really?
Which is that it's embarrassing because those guys weren't even drafted, and Matt Ryan was the 4th quarterback overall or 3rd quarterback overall. So
He's a head case.
probably my biggest bust so far this year. Ranks 25th among QBs,
Killing it.
averaging 11.7 fantasy points per game, and then he has one game above 10 fantasy points, or
'Cause
above
he's-
15 fantasy
It's
points.
because he's not thrown to Julio. That's why.
Who's actually my next one? But Jonathan, go ahead.
Segue in. My first
Wait,
one.
weren't we going to say what we're going to do with him?
Oh, sorry. He's probably you can't really trade for quarterbacks.
I was going to say you might want to trade for him, but then at 11 points a game, nobody's going to want him.
No.
Just potential. I might keep him on my bench, but if something comes along, like like a Latavius Murray or a Jerick McKinnon, if another running back shows up like that, I'm dumping him. You guys?
It's tough.
Well, I'd take him, but right now I don't have a quarterback, so
Yeah, it's hard. It depends on who you have, but I don't know. I don't have a problem still starting him, honestly. I think we'll turn it around, is my guess. As long as he throws to Julio, I mean, stop ignoring Julio, I think we'll be okay.
So what was that, Brandon? You're taking because you have nobody.
because I have no. If like he were on the free agent waiver, I'd take him. But if I had a decent quarterback, I'd just drop him.
So you probably have to hold, and then hold for now. Maybe wait till we'll see if he has a good game, and then try to sell him. Maybe.
That's where I'm at. So Jonathan, your first one.
My first one is kind of obvious. He's arguably one of the biggest busts of the year, but it's Amari Cooper. He has only had one game with double digits. He's been plagued by drops, and since week 1, he hasn't had more than 33 yards in one game. And it's tough. I mean, you probably drafted him in the 2nd or 3rd round if you have him.
I had him pick 18. That's where I picked him.
Yeah, it's just I have him in like 2 or 3 leagues, and
Frustrating.
it is very frustrating. But I mean, I don't know. It's hard because you think at some point he has to turn it around a little bit. But last week he had I think 4 catches, 5 catches. Wow,
28 yards.
all right, improvement. So
Yeah,
I mean, he's
PPR monster.
Yeah.
slowly but surely coming back. Maybe
A little
but-
optimism right there, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 7 points PPR, so it's not terrible.
And then I had him as well. Just ranks 83rd among receivers. 83rd.
Okay.
Let that soak in. Brandon, your first one.
Sadly, I'd say most of the players who were drafted between the 20 and the 30 range turned out to be busts. For instance, Isaiah Crowell has really done me wrong this season. I'm gonna keep bragging on him.
I got one right here too from.
Find the end zone, Isaiah. Or it really hurts me because he'll be on the 1 yard line and they'll do the QB sneak. I've seen him do it 3 times. Like I've only seen him rush within the 3 yard line 1 time. And I watch Red Zone, so whenever anybody's on the goal line, they show it. So
you're saying you've never seen Isaiah Crowell on Red Zone?
basically.
And Duke Johnson's stealing his shine too, you know.
Much better player.
Running back, no, but complete package. He's the passing back. They're down so much they can't run the ball. So I mean, he's a better option. I'd probably rather have him, but he's very underperformed considering the fact that the coach reiterated multiple times that they wanted to lead the league in rushing before the season. I mean, you got to be in the lead to do that, which I failed to take into consideration. And then they're talking about their revamped offensive line. So I was really feeling good about him at the beginning of the season. And now, let's see, standard league, he isn't even averaging 6 points. Like, what a waste.
5.7 to be exact.
Yeah.
37th among
Disgusting.
running backs.
He's a free agent in a couple of my leagues. Like a 12-team league, he's a free agent.
In 12
Wow.
teams. And my team is so bad, I have to start him. That's depressing.
4 out of 6 of his games, he has less than 50 yards rushing.
I know.
And then he has 0 games with 61 or more yards.
0 games with a touchdown, might I add.
0 games where he's been good this year. Stop asking me if you should start him. Don't start Isaiah
I thought you were
Crowell.
mad at me. I was like, what did I do?
You're looking right at something.
No, I'm looking at the camera right
He's
now.
looking
Twitter
right
feed.
Go
at
to
the
YouTube, fast forward to whatever we're at, 32,
Sorry, Dad.
12, and look me in the eye and do not start Isaiah Crowell. Stop asking me if you should start Isaiah Crowell. Start anybody. Anybody. Start my grandma. Don't start Isaiah Crowell.
Empty. Do an empty slot.
Empty slot. Yeah, much better. You at least won't be frustrated. You know what you're going to get out of that empty slot. Out of Isaiah Crowell, you're going to expect the 12 points that he's projected every week, and you're going to get 3 points. And 0 goal line carries, 0 touchdowns, and he has 0 skill, and don't play him. Don't ask me to play him. Don't.
What if they really want to ask you?
Don't play him.
Mic drop. We need a mic drop.
I can't drop it. It's on stand.
I'm going to start him again this week, Jason.
Start him.
And I'll tweet at you and ask you if I should start him.
You'll feel like a fool when he scores 2 points. My next one, Julio Jones. Basically suffering because of Matt Ryan. 1 red zone target on the year. 1 game above 10 points. Averaging 7.7 fantasy points, which ranks 35th among receivers, which is pathetic considering you drafted him, 4th overall?
It's a tragedy.
Your next one, Jonathan.
Next one I had was Terrell Pryor Sr. He has only 1 touchdown this season, and this past week against the 49ers, he only had 3 catches for 23 yards. It seems like Chris Thompson is just taking over everything. Chris Thompson's been their lead receiver pretty much, and then all the other receivers are just suffering. I think Terrell Pryor should have stayed on the Browns. He would have had a better season.
Never thought I'd hear those words.
It's probably true.
It's just, I don't know. You hope he's going to turn around, and then he hasn't. Him and Amari are in a similar spot right now, I think.
Yeah, it's really frustrating for somebody who has both of them on his team.
Yeah.
Idiot. Brandon, your next one.
Mine's got to be least mode, Marshawn Lynch. He is averaging He's averaging 1 more point a game than Isaiah Crowell, but considering he has 2 touchdowns, I mean, he's probably having, by the numbers, a worse season than Crowell, which is impossible to believe. But he just managed to find the end zone twice. He's getting. I guess most games, he's had games with 18 carries, so he had a couple single-digit carries, which is rough. But one of them he turned from 9 rushing attempts into 12 yards.
Oh, nice.
So obviously they quit giving him the ball for obvious reasons. But typically he usually gets around 12 or more carries. So even with that, his 6 points with 2 touchdowns is just a big disappointment, considering a lot of people were putting him around the top 10 running back-ish area before the season. He's currently, let's see what he's ranked.
Fools.
He's ranked number 31. So there's basically 2 running backs in every team who are scoring more points than him on average, which is tragic.
There's 32 teams. That wouldn't make any
No,
sense.
fail. Sorry, I mean 1. Basically, he's according to numbers, he's the worst running back, or the
He's
worst
the
number 1.
Worst starting.
Yeah.
The second
They're
worst.
backups who do better.
The second worst. You know who the worst starting running back
Probably
is?
Isaiah Crowell.
Yeah, that's very correct. So does anybody have any more before we move on to?
I can go on for forever.
I have one more.
All right, Jonathan.
My last one was Martavis Bryant. He also only has 1 touchdown this year. Has not been getting very many targets. Big Ben is either overthrowing him or just missing him being wide open. And he also has, I don't know, there's rumors that he requested a trade, that he's not happy. Don't know if that's true or not.
I saw that was true.
It was true?
I just tweeted it on Frontline FF.
Dang. I mean, like, that'd be the only reason I would want to hold him, is because maybe he goes to a different team and then can perform better, has a better quarterback thrown to him, or...
I was actually about to drop him, but then I saw that. So then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold on to him. Trade deadline's in 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens with him.
Sounds
Might
good.
be a buy low.
I know. Yeah, just like...
Shot in the dark.
Yeah, if you can. I mean, if you want to try it, it's not a bad idea.
Brandon, did you have one more?
But yeah, I got plenty. DeMarco Murray has really let a lot of people down this season. Not really him himself, but the situation that he's in. Considering the most carries he's had in a game, and he has played every single game, is 14. For somebody being drafted at the beginning of the second round to the middle of the second round, you expect more than 14 carries a game.
All right, so that's going to end that segment. We're going to move on to a new segment we're going to try out. It's called Seth's Random 2 Minutes. Seth, you're on the clock.
Okay, so for this inaugural week, I don't know if you guys have seen the No Pomegranates video.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
No.
You haven't seen it, Brandon?
No, I said
Okay.
unfortunately. Jason,
So I'm going to play a little of the audio, but I just want to talk about context this week. Let me see if I can get this video loaded. Oh, it's an ad. Fantastic.
Somebody's out here monetizing their video.
Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was... Okay, here she is.
It's a teacher.
It's a teacher in front of a class lecturing.
So she does or doesn't like
So...
She worked at DMAC,
That's
by
a
the way.
DMAC professor, right?
Really?
So
Jeez.
that's a DMAC professor, and I was like, okay, this woman's absolutely certifiably insane.
That's why she
Before
teaches
I
DMAC.
got the context that she's a psychology professor, and the whole thing was like, it was like a lesson on like somebody like overreacting and being like really really intense, and just the power of like the word no. But some kid, some student, like Snapchatted the video and then posted it, and it went viral. But there's zero context at all for like the woman, what was happening, the setting, all of this stuff. So I just don't understand. And this happens a lot. Clickbait. That's essentially what that was. But like, I guess it comes up in sports too. But like, how frequently do journalists or writers just cover things but not provide the proper context? And I feel like you might appreciate this, John, because you do a lot of writing.
I do, yeah.
But like that video, I was like, this is insane. And then I figured out the context, and it's perfectly fine. But I don't think it hurt her at all. But I think it just emphasizes the role, even in sports. Like you guys probably read a lot of different journalistic pieces, but like it's really important to have context. And no pomegranate.
And that is Seth's Random 2 Minutes. So back to fantasy football, we're going to try out a new segment. And it's going to be Kill, Marry, or Screw. And Jonathan, why don't you describe this one?
Right, so the context is kind of simple. You know that game that you...
Speaking of context,
Yeah, here's some context behind it.
Jeez.
good job, Seth and Jonathan. Way to work together.
Yeah,
No,
totally.
we planned that.
Incidental.
Yeah, not really.
Pre-podcast meeting really proved useful this week.
Right. So this is like that game that you may have played when you were a little kid.
Never.
But,
I respected women.
wow. Good for you. But we're going to do the same thing with fantasy players. So we're going to list off 3, and then you choose which one you would kill, which one you'd marry, which one you would screw. So kind of more context around it. Marry is someone that you'd want to start.
Yes.
Start, sit,
This
drop.
is very
Pretty
important.
much.
Very important context.
Yes,
Consider the
this
context
is yes.
here.
We're not. Yeah, this is not literally killing, marrying, or screwing them. This is kill. So marrying would be starting them and wanting them for the rest of the season. Kill would be benching them or dropping them. Screw would be starting them for this week or as a bye week fill-in, that kind of a thing, or as a flex play. So those are the qualifications.
All right.
So
Can't wait.
I'll start us off.
All right.
This first one, we have running backs in similar situations. We have Chris Thompson, Derrick Henry, and Alvin Kamara.
Well, right away, I want to marry Alvin Kamara.
Wow.
You good looking
Okay.
man.
Don't. Yeah, this could easily.
Based on looks alone.
Based on him being a stud, I picked him up off the free agency wire. He's had double digits 3 weeks in a row, and he's projected to be a top 15 back this week. So I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know Thompson. I want to kill him. I don't think he's any good. He's just going to be a throw in the dart, and I would want to kill / bench or drop him, not actually kill him.
Okay,
And
okay.
The last one is obviously Screw. And I'm not going to put the name and Screw together, so this can't be clipped.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry would be my bye week fill-in, or Screw in this case.
Right. Nice.
Brandon?
I'd say definitely the kill is the same, Chris Thompson. This is tough.
So you're
Because-
saying you want to Screw Kamara?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I know you did. But
Okay. I wanted to marry him.
it's...
Difference.
I like Derrick Henry. I think he's the better back.
Agreed.
But he has no true role. So his role is the backup.
It changes week to week.
Yeah, whereas Kumar is the receiving back.
That's true.
But the Titans have been using using
Henry.
Henry more. So yeah, I'd screw the receiver. I'd screw Alvin Kamara. I'd marry Derrick Henry.
So
Okay.
we switched around. Jonathan, what were you?
I had it a little differently. I had marry Chris Thompson.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
you're
That
a
is-
fool.
I know.
You're a
Well,
fool.
I don't know. I have reasoning.
What is wrong with you?
I just think he seems to be like the only person on the Redskins that can actually do anything. Whenever he
Yeah.
touches the ball, he finds
Kirk
a way
Cousins.
to get yards and get touchdowns. I just think you got to ride it until
Forget
he
about
stops.
Jordan Reed.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
he's gone. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a believer in Chris Thompson. I don't know. I think he's on a roll, and I'm gonna ride that. Right to put a ring on that.
This segment can just be cut apart.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
All the
That's the point.
innuendos. Yeah, it's gonna
I'm
be
glad
good.
Seth talked about context before this.
Context.
Yeah, the name might need to change.
I had Derrick Henry as a kill, and then Alvin Kamara as a screw.
All right. We'll go to my first one. I went with tight ends for my first one. We have Austin Safarian-Jenkins, Cameron Brate, and Evan Ingram. Try to make it a little tougher. For the
I'm marrying Evan Ingram.
Marrying him
Yep. Want to know why?
because he's on your team and he's not
No.
hurt.
Who else are they throwing to?
King. Don't even know his first name off the practice squad.
Exactly. Yeah, last game I had him on my starting lineup and I pulled him out the last second because I was like, you know what? McGuire is going to get the starting job, and then McGuire in the first 3 quarters had 2 carries. So I was immediately regretting it. But I'm going to be starting Ingram probably for the rest of the season.
McGuire, the Jets running back.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be starting him the rest of the season. And I liked what I saw. They were targeting him. He was catching it. He's a fast guy. Got the touchdown. The problem with Safarian-Jenkins, even though I was singing his praises earlier, was he was only getting like 20 or 30 yards a game, which I didn't like. But he also is their main red zone guy. So I'd say marry Ingram. Brake's been good too.
I know.
I'd say screw Brake. And although I like Austin Safarian-Jenkins, I'd have to pull the trigger on him.
Jonathan.
It's weird, but I'm literally the exact same thing as Brandon.
Wow.
Marry Evan
There's
Ingram.
a first time for everything.
I know. Screw Cameron Brate. Kill Austin Safarian-Jenkins.
I'm probably marrying Evan Ingram, screwing Austin Safarian-Jenkins. I hate this. And then Cameron Brate, I'm dropped. Well,
You're not dropping, you're killing him.
Yeah, I'm killing him. I don't believe in him. It's fluke.
All right.
Jonathan.
Now we're going to do a wide receiver one. We got Adam Thielen, Amari Cooper, and Doug Baldwin.
I'm marrying Alan Thielen right away.
His name is Adam.
Adam Thielen. I'm marrying him right
I
away.
don't even know his name.
He's
Close
good.
enough.
I agree with you.
And I'm murdering Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Um,
Screwing but Doug.
yeah, Doug. Yeah, first off, screw Doug Baldwin because he's been terrible all season, but he hasn't been nearly as bad as Cooper. So I'll say screw him.
That's how I had it too.
We actually agree on one. Yeah.
Ding, ding. Nice.
Doug, you can't really get rid of him because you drafted him so high. So.
True.
All right, my last one. We have Adrian Peterson, Bilal Powell, and Isaiah Crowell.
Kill. I don't want any of them.
Yeah, that is not the segment. It's kill, marry, or screw.
Hang on, you had Bilal Powell, Crowell, and who?
AP.
AP, okay.
Well, I'd marry Adrian Peterson because I could trade him because I don't want him, but people do.
No, it's starting for the rest of the season. You're not trading him,
I have zero faith in him. But that guy has zero faith in either of the other two.
so AP over those two.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, you
I
marry AP.
I think we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'll say I'm in agreement for now.
who are we killing and who is the screw in this segment?
Ugh.
Bilal Powell. Well, I'm killing Isaiah Crowell, and Bilal Powell is going to be my.
I'd probably
guy.
kill
Gotta.
Bilal Powell just because. Like, there are Bilal, I don't know how to say his name. Bilal. It's the weirdest name ever. But there are three people fighting for carries there. In the Cleveland, he's the only one rushing the ball. He sucks. But
Yeah,
he's the only one rushing it.
12 carries rushing the ball.
Bilal Powell's had how many games
He
has he
just-
had below 5 points? Like 3 or 4.
Bilal, just kind of mumble it together.
Bilal or whatever.
Stop saying every
Anyway,
letter in there.
Just say Powell.
Powell. I started saying Powell. Powell. He had one really nice game, but it's because he tripped and I thought he was down. But even with, he's only averaging one more point than Crowell with his 25-point game.
He's only played in one. He's been hurt,
He was hurt last week.
and then when he finally gets to start,
He's had one game above 10, which I know you might say, but Crowell has 0. But they both suck.
rest of the season, Bilal Powell scores more points than Isaiah Crowell.
Is that a bet?
Yeah, that's.
I'll take it. Don't let me down, Crow.
Oh, yeah. What has he done this whole season?
Let me down.
Yeah. So
Gambler's fallacy. He won't let me down 5 times in a row.
people don't change, and neither will he. So Jonathan.
All right, I got another one. This is kind of a running back, wide receiver hybrid one. So we got 2 running backs and a wide receiver. First off, we have Jay Ajayi, Demarius Thomas, and C.J. Anderson.
First off, Demarius Thomas is getting murdered.
Well,
That was
Emmanuel
fast.
Sanders though, he's out for a little bit.
Don't care. He's let us down for 3 years straight.
He's actually probably going to be my screw or bye week fill-in.
What?
Yep.
Let me see.
I'm dumping C.J. Anderson.
Anderson's been nice this season, though. for the most
C.J.
part.
Anderson last week.
I mean-
I'm not 100% correct on the stats, but I know that
Yeah, 9
he
for
got
17.
60% of the carries or 60% of the snaps, and Devontae Booker got 40% of the snaps, and that was Booker's first game back. So
Right.
not a fan.
I think, yeah,
He's my
CJ.
kill.
Yeah, CJ lost his pass catching downs pretty much to Booker.
Which is huge for him.
Yeah, it really is.
So he's your kill as
So
well,
Jay-
Jonathan?
He's my kill as
Jay
well.
Ajayi's he's my Mary.
Same here.
I had it different. I had Demarius Thomas, Mary, and Jay
Oh,
Ajayi's.
somebody's high on Demarius Thomas.
I am. I just think he's been getting targets, and with this past week at least he did, and with Sanders out, I think it boosts him up a little bit.
So Brandon and I are the same then? No, we're all different on this one.
I would have killed Demarius.
Right, all slightly different.
Nice. All right, so I don't have any more, Jonathan.
I just have one more.
Okay.
One more. And this is another 2 wide receivers and 1 running back. We got Tyreek Hill, Christian McCaffrey, and T.Y. Hilton.
Well, that's a tough one.
I'm married T.Y. still, even after last week's dreadful performance.
Still a believer?
Yeah, and Luck's coming back, I think.
Yeah, sometime soon.
So out of
That's
those,
what they keep saying.
You probably have to kill Tyreek. That's probably where I'm going. Even though I'm a believer in Tyreek. buy low right now. Christian McCaffrey, though, is starting to pick it up. He's probably my bye week fill-in, and T.Y. is probably my Mary. I'm probably on the same track as Brandon.
I'd kill Hill, actually, thinking about it. I'd kill Hill. Or fail. I'd screw Hill, and I'd kill McCaffrey.
Dang.
I haven't liked McCaffrey all season.
It depends what kind of league you're in. If you're PPR,
Well, yeah, PPR, he's nice.
You want McCaffrey. But yeah, standard, he's
He'll get like 7 carries, 50 yards, 2 carries, 10 yards. I mean,
yeah.
So what is he for you, Jonathan?
I had it different. I had Christian McCaffrey Mary. Just because, I don't know. And that's thinking PPR, just because of all the targets he gets.
Okay.
And then I had Tyreek Hill screw. Because
wow.
I don't know. I like Tyreek Hill, but he's too boomer bust for me. And then T.Y. Hilton I had as a kill.
The kill is what shocks me.
I know.
He's not boomer bust enough for you?
Here's the thing. Yeah, he's also boomer bust. But obviously he's a wide receiver one with Luck. But they keep delaying Luck's timetable coming back. First they said, oh, it'll be in week 2. Now it's November. And I don't know. I just think you can't starting a guy and having that inconsistency for that long. I don't want that on my team.
So that will be our Kill, Mary, and Screw segment. I really like that segment, Jonathan. That was a good segment.
Thanks. Let's bring it back.
Let's do it.
The name could be tweaked.
No.
I mean, yeah.
It's too late now. We've done it once.
There's some nuggets.
I'll make it more clickbait. Don't worry.
There you go. Perfect.
That's good enough.
So our last thing is going to be our listener questions. First one up from Lima Ronaldo 1000.
Ooh, that
like
rolls
that.
off the tongue nicely.
I've answered both of these questions, and I'm going to say it on Twitter, but I'm going to let you guys answer, and then I'll say what I said.
Okay.
So first one up, this is from Lima Ronaldo 1000. Should I trade Cam Newton and Carlos Hyde for Mike Evans and LeGarrette Blount?
Yes.
But let's see, he's pulled up. He's in a 12-team league.
Well, it all depends on your team,
Yeah.
but value-wise,
I have his team.
Cam
right
Newton
If
and Carlos Hyde are worse than...
So he would give up Cam Newton and Carlos Hyde and receive Mike Evans and LeGarrette Blount.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
He currently has...
He has Cam Newton?
He has Dak, and then he has Le'Veon, Doug Martin, Carlos Hyde, and AP, so his running backs are a little short on a 12-team league. And then he has Michael Thomas, Michael Crabtree, Stephon Diggs, Des Bryant for his receivers.
This is a 12 league?
There's
12.
no way.
So
How do you
he's-
get all those guys?
He's doing pretty well.
You must be playing with tacos.
So, what was yours?
From a value perspective, Cam Newton and Carlos Hyde are worth a lot less than Mike Evans and LeGarrette Blount.
I agree. I think if he has Le'Veon and Doug Martin, he'll be totally fine at running back, and the upgrade in wide receivers definitely worth it.
See, I went the other way. I said I want that running back depth. Because he has Bell, but then Martin was more of a flex play for me, and then he has AP, which is kind of a question mark right now. So I said I'd rather keep them.
But if you have Michael Thomas, Diggs, and what was the other one? And you're going to have Mike Evans, I think you could. Then you don't have to flex a running back. You just start Doug Martin, Le'Veon Bell, and you go.
I always prefer running backs, but yeah, that's...
They can go either way.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
2 to 3. 2 to 3, so you take it or leave it. Next one up is from Fresh 1085. He got offered Austin Seferian-Jenkins for Alshon. He was in desperate need of a tight end since Greg Olson's on IR, and he also had Evan Ingram on waivers.
So he had Austin Seferian-Jenkins?
He has Alshon. Somebody offered him Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and he was just debating whether he should do it or not.
No, because he said he has Ingram, right?
He could get Ingram.
I'd rather have Ingram than Seferian-Jenkins.
I agree, and there's not enough difference between Ingram and Austin Seferian-Jenkins to justify that.
Alshon.
And he has Brandon Cooks, Michael Crabtree, and Will Fuller for receivers right now with Alshon.
That's rough.
That's what I said too. I said I would keep Alshon and pick up Ingram off waivers.
Nice.
So that is our podcast for today. Brandon, where can you find all our stuff at?
I've had blood withdrawals, let's just say.
Just get them out.
So, Jason, as
Take a laxative.
belated from 5 weeks, you can find it in the same place as always. Go right now. www.frontlinefantasy.com.
Frontline
Twitter.
FantasyFootball.com.
I didn't say that?
No.
Oh, okay. In there, you can find everything. It has everything you ever need. Videos, podcasts, sits and starts, articles.
Food, shelter,
Blogs.
Food, shelter, peace, love. It's got it all.
fulfills Maslow's hierarchy.
Exactly, yes. It's got philosophical stuff, too, while we're at it. You can go to YouTube, Frontline Football. Jeez. I started tripping.
Well, you did have.
And I've just been stumbling. We got FrontlineFantasyFootball.com. It's been a while. You can go to Twitter, FrontlineFF. That's FrontlineFF. No underscores, no periods, nothing, no jokes. All football.
Leave us reviews
Some
on
jokes.
iTunes as well.
Apple Music,
It's
FrontlineFantasyFootball.com.
not Apple Music.
Close enough.
We're on iTunes, basically.
iTunes.
So,
What's the difference?
trying out a new sign-off. Remember to play your studs and don't let your opponent score more points than you. Talk to you guys later.
Beat sayonara.